Hello, everyone. Happy Meditation Monday. Sorry about the people who I sent the wrong link to. This is Meditation Monday, not Dharma Tea Talk today. Yay! Well, it's so good to see all of you on. I was just thinking, I'm like, how could I make my intro more exciting? People have seen it 10 times already. I was like, maybe I can sing the intro and that'll be more exciting, but I don't think anyone wants that. My voice isn't as good as Carolina and Llama's. So I won't do that to you guys. But I'm so happy to see everyone on the call. And those of you who are new to joining us, every Monday we meet together as a community and we make the intention to start our week off mindfully and with awareness. And we have Drupal Lama Dorje, who is our teacher that is leading us through this practice. And we're so lucky to have a master of meditation and retreat that's here sharing this wisdom with us. I also just feel lucky that we have this practice and we have this group of people that come together every week because we want to show more compassion and we feel committed to having more compassion in our hearts and in our every one of our interactions. So thank you all for being a part of this too. And as always, Lama will share a short teaching with us. Carolina will be translating today as well. Thank you, Eric, also for joining. I see you. Hello. Carolina just finished her a month-long retreat, so we're really happy to have her back as well, and congratulations on that accomplishment also, Carolina. So as always, Carolina Lama will share a short teaching and then lead us through Tonglen meditation practice, and then we also have opportunity to ask any questions to Lama regarding our practice and anything that might come up for us. So thank you all again for joining, and I'll hand it over to you, Carolina.
Gracias. Yeah, really happy to be back. Thank you so much, Eric, for stepping in. And I hope that we have many more exchanges so that we can be both students as well as translators at different times. It's really lovely to have the opportunity. And I'm so happy to be here with each of you and sharing, and had a lot of time to reflect on some of the teachings while I was in retreat. And Tonglen definitely came up. I think that whenever the different emotions and afflictions that come up, it comes up because of a lack of understanding and a lack of love. So whenever we can cultivate love and understanding, then we really become a bridge of compassion and love in the world. And so beyond the meditation that we're doing here, I was reflecting on how we actually put that into practice. And for example, if we're noticing agitation or noticing some friction in a relationship, we can actually come to the table. We can actually first do a reflection and notice what emotion that we're experiencing, and then put ourselves in that person's shoes and like ask ourselves, why they might be responding that way. And when we put ourselves in that person's shoes, this is like Tonglen. It's actually exchanging ourselves for another and understanding from their perspective and maybe the different aspects of their life that play into that moment. And in that way, we can let go of our own self-grasping and bring more understanding. And so if we can, after that, come to a conversation with the intention of creating love and understanding, then that's a really special application of Tonglen in real life. And it starts with having the presence to sit with ourselves and these emotions and expand beyond our own limited view and ask ourselves how to really be able to create love and understanding. So I'm going to say that in a summarized way in Spanish, and then I'll pass over to Lama. So en el retiro tuve una oportunidad a reflexionar mucho sobre de Tonglen y como compasión, y realmente me di cuenta que una aplicación de Tonglen es cuando tenemos una emoción o una aflicción que sale en la mente, o tenemos una situación en la vida, primero como respirar con esa emoción, y en lugar de seguir apuntando el dedo afuera, realmente podemos tomar un minuto para intentar entender el perspectiva de la otra persona, ponernos en su zapato, digamos, para ver por qué están actuando de esta manera. Y cuando tenemos esto en el corazón, realmente estamos tomando pasos a salir del aferramiento de yo y poder abrir nuestras mentes y poder tener una conversación y una comunicación con amor y entendimiento. Cuando hay una emoción o una aflicción, esto viene de la ignorancia, de la confusión, de no saber algo adentro de nosotros o de la otra persona. Entonces, eso era un buen como regalo que salió del retiro y una manera de realmente aplicar Tonglen en la vida. Entonces te agradezco, Lama, para todas las enseñanzas por 2 años, como apréndelo. Y un día realmente sale cuando practicamos. So I was just saying thank you to Lama, like, for 2 years, he's like, learn this. And then one day it just like actually appears. And it just happens, when we actually continuously bring ourselves to the practice, it does open up and light up our minds. So I think that it's so essential. So muchas gracias, Lama.
Muchas gracias, Caro, para compartir. Muchas gracias y muy buenas noches, todos hermanos y hermanas.
Good evening to all my brothers and sisters.
Maravilloso. Lama, estoy Brasil.
Lama is in Brazil.
con nuestra hermana Rosani, y Talita, y Berto, y estoy en Sao Paulo.
So here with Rosana and Talita, and I think he said Roberto, and he said he's in Sao Paulo.
Sao Paulo, eso. Ok, eso, maravilloso. Y hoy día, un día muy especial, día de Buda de la medicina.
Today's a very special day. It's the day of Medicine Buddha.
Y entonces el budismo, un calendario de tibetano, de calendario de lunar. Cuando mueve como luna, hay algún cierto punto puede conexión especial, ¿verdad?
So the Tibetan and Buddhist calendar revolves around the moon. So when there's certain cycles of the moon, it touches on specific days when you can connect in with a very specific energy.
Entonces hoy día como Buda de la medicina significa como tiene una presencia, su energía. Y Buda de la medicina como más activo o puede ser más vivo, ¿no?
And so like specifically when it's Medicine Buddha Day, it means like that energy of medicine and healing is really active today.
Entonces, eso me gustaría hoy nosotros compartir. Vamos a conectar con esa energía de Buda de la medicina a través como Tonglen, ¿no? Tonglen basado en Buda de medicina.
So today we're going to do a special type of Tonglen where we're going to connect with the energy of Medicine Buddha while we do Tonglen.
Eso es importante. Y siempre nos hablamos, fundamentalmente nuestra herramienta es compasión y sabiduría, ¿no? Es inseparable. Ese nosotros dos herramientas principales utilizamos.
So the two fundamental tools that we're utilizing are love and compassion, or like love and wisdom.
Entonces, llamado el budismo y el método sabiduría.
It means method and wisdom.
Porque nosotros, cualquiera, como por ejemplo, si queremos dominar un tigre salvaje o elefante salvaje, y nosotros queremos dominar, no para matar, ¿cierto? Quiere educar, ¿qué tiene que hacer primer paso?
If you want to dominate, or in this case, it means tame. If you want to tame a wild tiger or an elephant, what is it that you need to do in order to tame it?
Sí, dar una comida, algo, dar cariño, ¿verdad? Ese es un primer paso.
First, you give some like kindness and care, some food. That's the first step.
¿No? Cuando dar eso, él va a acercar con nosotros, ¿cierto?
And whenever you do that, then of course the animal is going to come closer to you.
Y él como muy confianza, queda con nosotros, ¿verdad? Quiere la amistad, ¿no?
And with a lot of trust, and that animal will come forth with you.
Ahí, después de nosotros viene una sabiduría. Es primero llamado métodos, ¿cierto?
So
con amor.
That compassion and love, that's called the method.
¿No? Después viene sabiduría.
And then after that, the wisdom comes forth.
Y nace con ese amor y compasión.
and it's born through this love and compassion.
Lo mismo modo no puede aplicar nuestra propia mente. Nuestra propia mente como elefante salvaje o puede ser un monólogo, ¿cierto? Donde siempre grita, siempre criticado, ¿no? Como ausencia de amor y compasión.
So our mind, you can say, is kind of like a wild elephant or like a wild monkey. You could say it's just kind of like wild and screaming and everything. And so it's really, it's an absence of love and compassion.
¿No? Y entonces, y ahorita, ¿por qué está llorando nuestra mente? ¿Por qué está llorando? Como perdiendo algo, ¿no? Algo de como la energía de amor, ¿cierto? Y compasión, ¿sí? Y cuando nosotros agregamos más palos, ¿cierto? Más críticas, ¿cierto? Aumenta esa mente salvaje.
So this mind is already suffering. It's already struggling. It's crying out, and it's got this absence of love and compassion and wisdom. And then on top of that, we're kind of judging it and criticizing it. So it's just like creating this double suffering in our minds.
Y después nosotros como damos como amor y compasión, escuchando, y después nosotros podemos como la alta de sabiduría, ¿no? Viene sabiduría y educarlos, ¿no?
So then when we give it love and compassion, then wisdom naturally rises and we can utilize that.
Eso, ¿no? Y entonces por eso el método sabiduría fundamental nuestra herramienta como camino de Buda.
So method and wisdom are always the fundamental tools in the path of Buddha.
Oh, ya. Ok. Entonces ahora menos hablar voy a mirarla. Yo tengo uno, porque espera un minuto. Voy a mostrar. Voy a explicar un poquito de eso, un minuto. Acá desde Tibet es importante como la alabanza de Buda de la medicina. Dice, tukji kunla nyombe chomdende tsensan doba ngandro dongase dosumnese senge mengi bidu rayo la chaksalo dice, no?
This is the praise of the medicine Buddha, and it says to the Bhagawan with equal compassion for all, whose name, when just heard, dispels lower realm suffering, dispeller of disease and the three poisons, I prostrate to medicine Buddha of lapis light.
Okay, dice, ¿no? Bhagavan es como subdoing, ¿no? Que dominar, que transforma todo como mara internos, como externos, ¿no?
So Bhagawan means that the tamer, it means the subduer, that which tames all of the internal and outer afflictions.
Entonces, vida, ecuanimidad, una compasión ecuanimidad, porque él tiene una compasión, ¿no? Compasión ecuanimidad, toda la serie, no como sin preferencia.
So with a compassion that's equal to all beings, it has no preference to one being or another, whether it likes a being or dislikes. It's compassion for all beings.
Entonces, cualquier persona puede escuchar solo su nombre, dice Lapis Lazuli, Sangya Menla tibetano, ¿no? Cuando escucha cualquier persona, puede liberar no solo dolor de físico y causa de sufrimiento o enfermedades.
So just when you hear the name Medicine Buddha or Lapis Lazuli, like because he's the color of Lapis Lazuli, just hearing the name of Medicine Buddha not only dispels physical and mental suffering, but it also dispels the causes of suffering.
¿No? Dice lower realm, como dice reino bajo. Quiero decir reino bajo, tiene reino bajo, ¿recuerda? Como representa, ¿no? Como infierno, espíritu hambriento y ¿cuál? Y la confusión animal, como animal. Quiero decir ese como la reino interior, porque ese representa tiene venenos. Confusión como animal, rabia como infierno, apego como espíritu hambriento.
So just by hearing this name of Medicine Buddha, it dispels all of the suffering of the lower realms. And the lower realms, what he's talking about, are traditionally called the hell realm, the hungry ghost realm, and the animal realm. But what that actually means, those are symbols for our inner state of being. So it's talking about when we're very angry and when we're trapped in desire or attachment, or when we're trapped in ignorance. And so just by hearing those, we're dispelled of anger, ignorance, and attachment.
Ya, es dice, tu zoom es es dice, ¿no? Como desaparece, ¿no? Dispiernos, eso, la enfermedad y como tere veneno, ese tere veneno, ¿no?
So just by hearing this name, all diseases are dispelled, as well as the causes, like the three poisons that we just spoke about.
Es dice, yo me postro, mi homenaje, ¿no? Como homenaje, ¿no?
Mm.
Me dicen labialazuli, su color, porque piedra labialazuli, un color muy como pura tiene uno. No significa solo el, como físicamente el labialazuli, no refiriendo, uno de la piedra, uno preciosa.
And so it says, I prostrate, or I give honor and homage to the Medicine Buddha, which is the color of lapis lazuli. Lapis lazuli has this really intense, beautiful blue. And so it's really just representing that, the pureness of that color.
Ok, ahora resumido, Lama, aprendo poco a poco. Y nosotros vamos primero, voy a hacer la peregrina. Después vamos a cantar ese... espera un poquito. Vamos a cantar un poquito peregrina. Después vamos a la parte de meditación con la mantra, con la Tonglen de la Buda Medicina, ¿ya?
So
Yo creyendo.
we're gonna do first the refuge prayer and the immeasurables, and then we'll connect in with Medicine Buddha, and then we'll move into Tonglen, so that we're kind of merging both of those today.
Oh, yeah. Entonces, ahora vamos a cantar tibetano, ¿ya? Sanyen Jendan Zonye Jonam La Changjo Barado Dangmi Gyapso Chi Nagin Jinzo Yewe Zonam Gi Dola Banjir Sanyen Robar Sho.
In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the most excellent Sangha, I take refuge until I reach enlightenment. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. May all sentient beings, as numerous as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from joy, and may they be free from sorrow. May they rest with equanimity, free from attachment and aversion.
Oje gola nyombe chomdende cezan teve ngendo dungasel ozom neser sanje mengi la bitura ye la chaksa lo.
To the Bhagawan, with equal compassion for all, whose name, when just heard, dispels lower realm suffering, dispeller of disease and the three poisons, I prostrate to the Medicine Buddha of Lapis light.
Yeah. Entonces, repiten después el Lama,
So
mantra.
repeat after Lama to receive the transmission of this mantra.
Taya tha,
Teya ta,
om,
om,
bekhaze,
bekanse,
bekhaze,
bekanse,
maha bekhaze,
maha bekanse,
ranza,
ranza,
samugadi,
samugate,
soha,
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 soha.
soha.
Oh, ok. Entonces ahora ese mantra es un código. Código
this-
como gancho.
This mantra is like a sacred code and a hook.
Entonces nosotros vamos conectando, mira, Buda de la medicina color de lapis lazuli. Frente
So-
tú.
Today we're connecting with Medicine Buddha, and you imagine Medicine Buddha in front of you with the color of lapis lazuli, like irradiating light of lapis lazuli.
Si tú gusta, si no gusta, puede uno lapis lazuli, uno solo luz.
If you don't want to work with a Buddha, that's no problem. Just imagine a blue light.
Luz, ¿no? Entonces, cuando nosotros repita mandala, como la lapis lazuli, mandala de lapis lazuli, tayata medicina, como si fuera por bogendo corazón de Buda de la medicina, tocando, ¿no?
So whenever we repeat a mantra, it's like invoking and touching the heart of of Medicine Buddha or of great healing.
Y trayendo lapis lazuli,
And it's
luz,
like bringing that blue light to you,
entrando nosotros.
and it enters us.
Esa luz representa básicamente compasión y sabiduría primordial.
This light represents compassion and primordial wisdom.
Y solo con eso disuelve su corazón.
So just dissolve it into your heart.
Y como está por también activando, nosotros fundamento es la vida azul,
And this is in our fundamental essence already.
¿no? Como nosotros tenemos cada uno de eso.
We already have this.
Y como tocando nuestro amor y compasión, activando, ¿no?
And so this light is touching and activating the love and compassion that we already have.
Y puede traer a todos nosotros problemas, presente, momento, recordando, ¿no?
So remember all of your difficulties that you have right now. Bring it forward.
Y esa luz de la lápida azul transformando como amor y compasión.
And allow this blue light of lapis lazuli to transform it.
Y también sanando todos los dolores de emoción física, kármicos.
Healing all of your physical problems and karmas and emotions.
Oye, primero nosotros, después nosotros como para canalizar, ¿no? Luz recibiendo Buda medicina, desde nuestro corazón puede inventar para otros seres. Y
And
paso,
so first we're healing ourselves, and then in the next step, we're going to be sending that out to all beings.
ya, primero cantamos, primero paso nosotros cantamos mandala, más o menos 2 o 3 minutos, nosotros mismos curamos esa energía.
So first we're going to sing this mantra for 2 or 3 minutes, and we're just doing a self-healing in this moment.
Ok. Y todo postura cómoda, ojos cerrados si quiere.
So come into a comfortable posture and close your eyes.
Inhalar, exhalar profundamente,
Inhale and exhale deeply,
relajar el cuerpo, mente
relaxing the body and the mind,
y trayendo nuestra propia presencia.
and just bringing our presence here.
No solamente calma, tranquilidad, como si fuera una muralla blanco donde puede dibujar.
So just bringing our body and our mind into one place and allowing our mind to be a blank slate to which we can now draw upon.
Y poco a poco conecta nosotros mente bodhicitta.
Little by little connecting with our bodhicitta.
Y cuando nosotros repitamos mantra, recordando, provocando luz de la vida azul, el corazón de ese Buda de la vida azul.
And so as we do this mantra, we're just like invoking this light to come from the Medicine Buddha.
Ahora visualicen Buda medicina frente a nosotros.
So imagining the Buddha in front of us.
Apariencia, vacuidad inseparable, como si fuera cuerpo de arcoíris.
Appearance and emptiness are inseparable. It's kind of like an image in the way of a rainbow.
Y todo cantamos juntos.
We'll sing all together.
Ayata Bekanje Bekanje Man Bekanje Rasa Samunga Deso Ayata Bekanje 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 Ranzai Samongadeso Ayanda Bekanje Bekanje Ranzai Samongadeso Ayata Bekanje Bekanje Man Bekanje Ranzai Samogadeso Ayata Bekanje 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 Ranzai Samogadeso. Inhalando, exhalando profundamente.
Inhaling and exhaling deeply.
E ricevendo i saluti la bella soli, trasformando e sanando nostro proprio todo problema o mental, fisico, infermità.
And just imagining this lapis lazuli light entering us and healing all of the issues that we have in our body and on the inside and our emotions, all of these things.
Luego enviamos nuestros seres más cercanos, imaginando, confiando en nosotros y nos cantamos. Mismo luz enviamos.
Now we're going to imagine this same light and we're going to be sending it to loved ones or close ones, close friends.
Cuando nos repitiendo, cada nuestra respiración, inhalando como compasión, exhalando amor siempre.
So each time we breathe in, we're breathing in with compassion. And every time we're breathing out with love.
Ayanda Bekanje Bekanje Maham Bekanje Ranzai Samongadeso Ayanda Bekanje 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 Ranzai Samogadeso Ayanda Bekanje Bekanje Ranzai Samogadeso Ayanda Bekanje Bekanje Maham Bekanje Ranzai Samogadeso Ayanda Bekanje Bekanje Maham Bekanje Ranzai Samogadeso Ayanda Bekanje Bekanje
Ma bekanje ranjai samo gade so ayata bekanje bekanje ma bekanje ranjai samo gade so. Inhalen, exhalando profundamente
Inhaling and exhaling deeply.
y todos nuestros seres queridos sanando.
All of our loved ones are healing.
Ahora, última parte, nos imaginamos todos los seres
And now in this part, we're going to be imagining all beings,
y especialmente seres de dificultades, salud y también ahora parte de Chile también pasando desastre, una parte, no sé, Canadá, alguna persona ya fallecieron bajo de mar, por ejemplo. Muchas cosas pasan en el mundo. Enviamos todo ese luz de la lápida azul.
and so really imagining all beings, and particularly those who are suffering right now. There's like a disaster happening in Chile and something going on in Canada, and people have just passed away under the ocean. So yeah, just sending your love and your light to, and the Lapis light to all of those beings who really need it right now.
Y solo repite ese mantra de la Buda medicina, solo vibrando.
Just utilizing this mantra to bring about that vibration.
Ayanta beka ze beka ma beka ze ranjai samoga de so ayanta beka ze beka Bekanje ranjai samoga de so ayahana bekanje ma bekanje ranjai samoga de so ayahanta bekanje ma bekanje ranza samoga de so ayahanta bekanje Maham bekanje ranza samoga de so. Inhalando profundamente,
Inhaling deeply
exhalando.
and exhaling.
Poco a poco todo ser está transformado como Buda medicina.
Yeah,
Grisana.
just little by little imagining all beings transforming into medicine Buddha.
Como ello convierte como green sanador. Cada uno puede sanar su propio problemas, enfermedades.
That each of them turn into great healers that can heal their own difficulties and problems and help others.
Y luz de la vida de la Buda y Buda medicina, su luz ritornando y él disolvía como luz azul y disolvemos nuestro corazón.
So that light returns to Medicine Buddha in front of us. And Medicine Buddha dissolves into a blue light. And that blue light dissolves into our hearts.
Un momento sentí como inseparable.
And for a moment, just sit in feeling the inseparable nature.
Inhalar, exhalar profundamente.
Inhaling and exhaling deeply.
Y vamos a cantar
Now we're going to sing this prayer of the Tonglen.
Kinan dewa soso ngo pende namga kyambar sho dona dongal dagi ho korwa dongal ji jasu kembar sho.
When I am happy, may my merit flow to others. May joy and benefit fill the sky. When I am unhappy, may the sorrow of all beings be mine. May the ocean of suffering run dry.
En español puede leer, Caro.
Cuando estoy feliz, que mi mérito puede alcanzar a todos, fluir hacia todos. Que la felicidad y beneficio lleno el cielo. Cuando no tengo felicidad, que todos los penas de todos los seres estar míos y que el océano de sufrimiento se seca.
Changju semjo rinpoche ma jewa nam je gyurchi jewa nyambar me ba ya kong ne kong du perwa sho.
May the precious supreme mind of awakening arise where it has not yet arisen. May it not decline where it has arisen, but ever increase more and more. Gracias, Lama, qué lindo. Muy buena técnica esta vez, muy sorpresa.
Está bien. Maravilloso. Maravilloso eso, Día de Buda Medicina. Mucho.
Really beautiful and marvelous Medicine Buddha Day.
Tiene alguna pregunta, pero haga poco tarde, pero igual podemos.
Well, he said it's a little late in Brazil, but he'd be happy to open for a couple questions.
Sí, parte práctica terminamos. Si alguien quiere descansar, retirar, no hay problema.
So the practice is finished. So if you need to go or go to sleep, no problem. I really like that technique, Lama, doing the Tonglen with a mantra. It's really nice.
Ahí tiene muchos métodos para sanar generalmente, ¿no? Herramientas, ¿cierto?
There's many methods and tools for healing.
Especialmente como en budismo tibetano, ¿no? Por eso tienen muchos métodos, herramientas, ¿cierto?
Especially in Tibetan Buddhism, there's so many methods.
No necesita, porque Lama Dorje no necesita nada, un nuevo método. Ya Buda ya hizo.
He said,
No.
Lama Dorje doesn't have to create any new methods. Buddha created them all, like came up with them all already.
No. Pero nuestra tarea es como mantener y expandir ese método, ¿verdad? Es aprender, expandir, ¿no?
The kind of goal is to really like integrate it, to learn it, to make it be part of you and then expand it.
Por eso el método creado por la ser iluminado, método creado por un ser ordinario muy diferente.
So methods that were created by enlightened beings and methods that were created by ordinary beings are quite different.
¿sí? Porque hoy día nosotros, el mundo, como no, queriendo muchas cosas nuevas, mucho poder cambiar, o sea, con mucho, como método que a Buda existe, como 4 verdades, por ejemplo, siempre queda igualcito, hasta como nuevo, prepo, ¿no?
So like today in time, there's all these new different types of methods of healings and all sorts of things. But really, like Buddha talked about the Four Noble Truths over 2,500 years ago, and it has stayed the same and it's still fresh. It's still applicable today.
¿No? Y eso como uno de la, muy lindo, ¿no? Como realmente, como ya es realmente puede compensar, ¿no? Como ser iluminado, confirmar, porque ya sabe, no importa, 500,000 fui, calvas, todavía va a funcionar ese método. Eso es
So
interesante.
what's really beautiful about this is when a Buddha speaks, a truth, it can last for 500 eons, or like that's the time a whole universe is created. So it can last for as long as the universe remains, and it will always remain true. It will never break.
Porque veniendo de los humanos o seres, solo eso igual, siempre ya. Siempre nos sufrimos por la confusión, siempre nos sufrimos con el apego y rabia, ¿cierto? Cualquier ser, independiente de la forma física, todo, ¿no? Sufre, todo ser. Incluso animal sufre por la estrella de venenos.
If you look at any type of suffering, any type of challenge on the planet or in ourselves or even in animals, it always comes down to those three. It comes from anger, attachment, and confusion. Even in the animals, it happens.
Porque ahora alguna persona murieron, usted sabe, no sé, no, que aparte, no sé, millonarios. Ellos fueron morir para pago 250,000 dólares para morir bajo de mar. Ese momento ya.
¿Por qué? Ah, no entiendo, no entiendo.
Fue accidente, no sé, una parte.
¿Pero por qué costó eso? Porque eso es su pasaje. ¿Costó eso?
Pasaje fue pagado 150,000 dólares, más o menos. Por pasaje, de repente explotó, no sé. Y ahí eran 5 personas, mi coche no decía.
He said he heard some news that like some kind of millionaires maybe like bought this ticket for like $250,000 to go out and do in something in the ocean, and it was a ticket to their death. Like they ended up dying on that trip.
De todo por la deseo también, ¿no? Deseo,
And so
deseo.
this happens when like this happens with uncontrollable desire.
Porque tiene 2 tipos de sufrimiento, generalmente nosotros seres, ¿no? Uno de natural sufrimiento de nacimos, y se de enfermar, puede morir, cualquiera va a suceder. Uno sufrimiento inventa humanos, que no necesita algo.
So there's 2 types of suffering. There's suffering that's just like the law of life. It's like we're, when we're born and we become sick or when we die, these things are like suffering that naturally happens. But then there's like the suffering that we create, and it's a suffering that's not necessary.
Por eso el Buda dice, ¿no? Dolor es inevitable, sufrimiento opcional.
And so that's why the Buddha said, pain is inevitable and suffering is an option.
Ok, ahora ya quiere que bien.
He said, I think we're good now.
Todo silencio, ¿no?
Also, just to clarify, I think that what Lama, I see that you're asking something, Dan. Just one moment. Just to clarify, I think that like when Lama was sharing with maybe the people that just passed away, he's just saying, like obviously none of us will know our time of death, but I think he's just sharing that sometimes even when we're wishing for pleasure, we're wishing for fun or all of these things, like you really never know. And so kind of like really making sure that we're doing things that are meaningful in our life is really essential. What were you saying, Diana?
Hi, good evening.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Hey. Hello, Lama. Thank you. Thank you. This is always just a very, very beautiful moment for me. These very precious moments with you guys. And I am have returned again to this age-old dilemma of, when I sit with this practice and admittedly telling on myself, I get out of practice during the week because I'm nose to grindstone, just over the top with work and working in the cold pouring rain pretty much every day and in mud, and I get home and I'm tired, and it kind of wrecks my frame of mind a little bit from time to time because my body is just so tired. However, when I come back to this, when I come home to this and sit with, especially the Tonglen and just any of the prayers, any of the chants, anything that Lama is speaking to, always and always and always hits home. So it makes perfect sense when I'm sitting here and I reach my heart, and it's so beautiful, and I reach the compassion for people and situations and events that I ordinarily might just not because they're big troublemakers or whatever, but and then exhaling into the love, and it's so profound. The experience is so profound, and I can be in that, and it's so wonderful. And in this practice, it's just so simple to work through things, to work through something, to work through a struggle, to work through any kind of compromise, to work through any challenge or dilemma. It's like swimming, it's like boom, it's just done, it's easy. And then I go out in the world and I open my door and I step outside, and I feel as though, please forgive the analogy, but it's just like, I just feel like the universe is just like jagging me around and telling me to do something. Like the clues are completely the polar opposite from what I feel when I sit here, and I can sit here and say, okay, like this is easier to work through than when I step out the door. This is simple. This is child's play. And then I step out the door and I'm bombarded with having to listen to my wise woman self that would say, walk, don't run, or run, don't walk to the nearest exit and get out of the situation, or to just maybe not practice the compassion. And I know the compassion is there within me. I know that I know that. So how is it that when I go out there in the world in a day-to-day situation, and like just people that pass by me that will say something, signs, honest to God, billboards on the road, things that come on the radio, will just be like bombarded with a certain direction that seems like, okay, this is the answer. This is what I've been praying to, to show me what I need to do. But it's the polar opposite of what this is. So again, it's the age-old dilemma of, I feel like a ping pong ball, and where do I put my trust?
Sounds like you're maybe just sharing that like when we're doing the practice, you feel really invigorated by it, but then to like apply it in real life when we're having difficulties.
Completely.
Me está diciendo que como básicamente como cuando estamos aquí está como muy buena en la práctica, pero cuando algo realmente pasa en la vida es muy difícil para aplicarlo en la vida, en la día a día.
Maravilloso. Eso es importante atención plena y práctica, ¿no?
Dice atención plena.
Mindfulness.
Yeah, exactly. The key is just every day really practicing mindfulness.
Yeah.
¿No? Eso es cada momento, ¿no? Eso es importante. No puede separar como la filosofía de la vida. No puede separar. Siempre lleva contigo.
We can't like separate the Dharma practice or the philosophy of life. Like we have to bring it with us all day.
And I get that. I guess, and I've asked you this point blank before.
I think you might still have a little more to share really quick, if that's cool.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry. It gets lost in the translation sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Continue, Lama.
No, está tranquilo. Sí, ya puede hablar.
Oh, okay. Parecía que tú what were you going to share, Diana?
When when to make the decision of when there is hurt and pain that keeps coming at one from a specific situation or a specific other individual, a significant other, and this constant just hurt and pain, and to keep working through that, or when you just finally say that's enough.
Well, yeah,
And I've asked- yeah.
Lama tends to speak about two kind of pathways. I'm just going to respond to this one. Lama
Okay.
talks about two pathways, but I think for the first thing that Lama said, I think is really important for all of us to know in general is mindfulness. Mindfulness is the key to every practice. It's really essential that we're aware of our breath all throughout the day.
Mhm.
If we're not aware of our breath, then your
Mhm.
mind, your body, and your speech are out of alignment, and we're not actually present. So we can be saying one thing, thinking another, or our body's doing one thing, we get hurt, all of these things. And so it's really essential for us to take it down a notch and slow down in our daily life. And the way to do that is mindful breathing. Anytime you're cooking, know that you're cutting your carrot. When you're washing your plate, know you're washing your plate. When you're drinking your tea, know that you're drinking your tea. If you don't know that you're drinking your tea, you're not actually living in that moment. You're trying to live in the past or the future. And the more that we can practice being aligned with ourselves, that's why these practices feel so good. Because in this moment, we've set aside this 30 minutes to like be fully body, speech, and mind are doing one thing, and they're doing something virtuous. And so we're aligned with our true nature in that moment. And so when he's saying that mindfulness is really essential to bring into our day, that is very essential. And so to be able to put that into practice in a particular relationship, if something's really provoking us and we're under the influence of anger, desire, any of those things, that's not the moment to go to this person. It's really essential that we come back to an island of peace in ourself. And when we come back to an island of peace in ourself and can really put ourselves, so that, like I was sharing at the beginning of this, when we can put ourselves in somebody else's shoes and understand from their perspective why they might be acting in such a way and not take it personally to ourselves and understand their life context. Maybe something happened to them as a child. Maybe their mom just passed away. Maybe they're having a hard time at work, whatever it is. When we can put ourselves in their shoes, that's the moment that we stop the self-grasping, and it's actually possible to create love and healing, because in that moment we can actually be there for someone and not just trying to get benefit for ourselves. So if we're still not in that state, it's better for us to remain kind of like utilize distance, but that when we really have the capacity to have love and compassion in our heart, that's when it's good to continue to like try to create a conversation and really create love and understanding.
Okay. Okay, I think.
Gracias, Lama.
Yeah, now
Gracias.
it's okay, no?
Gracias.
Okay, Diana,
Gracias, Lama. Gracias, Carolina.
many blessings for you. Everything's good, yeah? Slowly, slowly. Slowly, slowly.
If you want to
Oh,
connect after this, Diana, I'm here for you.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Ahora vamos a descansar, ¿no?
Gonna rest now.
No, ya. Y muchas gracias y nos vemos próximo.
Muchas gracias. Oh, wait. Just say in Spanish. Thank you, everybody. And we'll see you next time.
Y nosotros tarea, pero mucha gente sabe mandar de Buda medicina, pero alguien no sabe aprender eso, memorizar. Eso es corto, no tan largo, ¿ya?
So if many of you already know the Medicine Buddha mantra, but if you don't know it, memorize it. Look it up on YouTube and memorize it.
¿No? Cuando memoriza muy fácil practicar, porque ojo cerrado, solo con voz interno puede cantar incluso, no necesariamente voz altos.
Once you memorize it, then it becomes really easy to practice. Then you can even just do it in your mind. You don't even have to do it like out loud.
Okay, esa es tarea.
Oh, Nicole just put in Lama's Spotify link of Medicine Buddha.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Buenas noches.
Buenas
Boa noite, obrigada. Muchas
Thank you.
gracias.
En Brasil poco tarde ahora, ¿no?
Yeah, the next time, I mean, the next Meditation Monday, Lama's going to be back in Costa Rica.
Wow.
Papayas para todos.
Bye bye.
Chao.
Ah,
Obrigado. Obrigado.
Boa noite.
Buenas noches, Talita.
Buenas noches. Descansa bien. Descansa bien.
Rosani, Mera, hermanita, bendiciones.
Bendiciones.